Right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're joining us from. It's a Monday. I always call it my day of energy because that just helps me re-energize for the week. And we are here on the Candid Money Talk, episode 25. I hope you had a restful weekend and you've started your Monday on a high note, ready to give of yourself the best version of yourself. It reminds me of the conference I attended on Saturday, the Next Best Self conference by Dr. Patricia Murugami, a very energizing session of meeting very good people who are very purposeful. We had a very good day. It was a whole day event that was very fruitful for me. And so here we are. I'm Edith Sidondo. I'm a certified money coach, founder and CEO of Profit Acumen, a money coaching firm. On this space of the Candid Money Talk, we talk matters money. The idea is to remove out of the closet this place where money has been kept as a secret for many people, yet in there it accumulates a lot of pain. So we need to break the closet. We need to open those doors so that we address money as it should be addressed, because money is a core survival issue. If you've been following us on this channel, we are now on episode 25. And we've been covering from Thursday last week, we've been covering a topic that sometimes is controversial in the minds of many, and that is financial abuse. And we started off by understanding what is financial abuse and when do I know that I'm actually going through financial abuse. That was our episode 23. I'd advise you to go back and check it out. Then we understood the impact. How does it impact you when you're in this situation, when you're a victim of financial abuse? And today, we look at what are the signs of potential, of potential financial abuse. And how do I see, what are those indicators that this is likely to happen? And I'll make it very simple for all of us by going back to where everything starts from, any relationship. It starts from a conversation. By the time you get somebody to take ownership of your finances, where they are in charge, they are doing the three things that we said abusers do. One, you find they are the ones who take care of your finances. Maybe let's recap and just understand what is financial abuse. It is where someone takes control of your ability to acquire, to use, and to maintain financial resources. So by the time somebody gets to this point, there has to be access. There has to be a way in which you have allowed them to take charge. Maybe the beginning of that, opening your doors for this to happen, the beginning was from a place of agreement, of things were going on well, we were on the same page, and we agreed on a number of things. But then this thing moves into, it takes a different shape. You remember we said financial abuse can take two forms. It can be open aggression or manipulation, where you don't see it coming, or you don't actually, by the time you wake up and realize, I'm actually being financially abused, a lot has happened. So often, you should blame yourself when you find that it has taken a number of maybe years, year in, year out, but you've not been able to pick it up. Yeah, it depends on what form it takes. So often relationships start from a place of trust or a place of understanding that I know this person, yeah, whichever the relationship may be. You may find, we said financial abuse can be through between couples, friends, to a parent. It can happen to a parent or to a child, to a brother, a sister, employee by the employer. So it can take quite a number of forms. So depending on where you fall into. So there is existing trust. For instance, let's look at the one of employer-employee. Maybe the employer asks you to do work maybe for 6 months. Then after that, maybe you'll be paid this with that bonus, and those 6 months pass, and another period of time passes, and they don't honor their part of the bargain. And you keep being made to work and get manipulated, and you don't get to see any of these coins. So that is financial abuse. So you'll find that there are 3 elements that we dealt with last time that indicate to you that you're being financially abused. And one of those was they take charge of of you accessing finances, your ability to use, your ability to maintain any finances. Then it can take the form of employment sabotage. You are stopped from working. And withholding of documentation, where you find the important documentation you may need to empower yourself financially are withheld. And at last, you find you are economically exploited, where you cannot really take care of yourself financially. So with those, having pointed out these aspects, the warning signs sometimes are very visible, but we close our minds to them. Yeah? How are they visible? On the initial stages of a relationship, when we ask the right questions. For instance, if it's employee-employer, you need to do some background check to understand about this employer. For instance, how is it that employees in this organization live at this high rate? What could be the problem? Not to ignore that with the desperation of, I just need a job, because it could be a job that may never pay you. If it's a relationship between a couple, you need to have conversations around money. I mentioned the other day that one of the areas that is ignored when it comes to relationship, love relationships, money is hardly talked about. How will we handle money in this relationship? That needs to come out clear. If it's a family relationship, for instance, a parent, you need to define clearly what kind of support am I going to be giving my parents, so that that relationship is not abused and it moves into one of financial abuse. So conversations. You need to have authentic conversations with self, with the things you're doing around your money, with the access you're giving, the kind of boundaries you're creating around your money. And we need to have conversations with those other parties who have the potential of abusing us financially. So that is a way to escape this potential financial abuse, yeah? To have the right conversations, to ask the right questions, yeah? Sometimes we let people give us very vague and flimsy explanations as to why they need money from us, yeah? And we give in and give in and give in again, yeah? Ask the right questions. What happened to the last one I gave? Make people accountable for why money leaves your pocket each and every time they need it. And most importantly is to be financially educated. Understand the things that you sign. I mentioned the other day that there are people who find themselves having been committed to debts, which they didn't understand what they were signing for in the first place. Maybe your partner brings this heap of papers from the bank, gives you a story, and there you are with your signature. What you don't know is that ideally that loan has now been transferred fully to you. They have nothing to do with it. Yeah? So to be financially educated. And it explains why I cannot end this session without inviting you for our session on Friday. You know, on Friday, we are so excited because we have a very special guest in the Money Coaching Hub. The Money Coaching Hub is our collaborative learning space. It's a space made up of professionals and people in business, where each and every month we deep dive on a money topic to help people to elevate their financial well-being. And in this quarter of the year, which started in October, it's our guest speaker month. Our guest speaker month. So we have different guests who we are inviting to speak to us in the Money Coaching Hub. And this session is open to the public. It's open to everyone to join us to listen to this. I don't know, Fanny is one of the most sought after money coaches in the UK. She's a money life coach. She has touched many lives, impacted many lives. In the last 5 years, she has helped over 2,000 individuals, professionals, and people in business, students, couples, to transform their money dynamics so that they can elevate their financial well-being without chasing money. You can't afford to miss this. I've been calling this a privilege to have Fanny with us this coming Friday at 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. East African time. Friday is on 3rd of December. This only goes for 2,000 Kenya shillings. I mean, 2,000 Kenya shillings, before you know it, you'll have spent it on something that you cannot even really, the value, you cannot compare to what you'll go with in preparation for your 2022. As you make your money goals for 2022, this is an essential session for you to help you reevaluate how you are relating with your finances so that they can be aligned to where you want to go. So pay attention, take up your slot on this session. Registration for this session closes tomorrow, so don't be left out because the spaces are limited. Take up your slot and be sure to join us on Friday at 6 p.m. East African time for this very valuable session with Fanny. I'm glad I've had this session with you. I look forward to the next one, and let's keep it real on